Hi everybody and welcome back. Sculpting kind of took over my life. This is the most labor-intensive sculpt project or trio of projects that I've done so far. I would like to remind everyone that I literally had never 3D sculpted before mid-February, and now I do it every day and it has completely taken over my life. So I spent some time at the beginning of the month creating a ton of inspiration wheels. And I thought, hey, what a better way to train creativity as a muscle, but also train my 3D sculpting skills alongside that than to be okay, I'm gonna do 3 sculpts. They're gonna be inspired by 3 random things. And, maybe I'll make it into a poster, which is what I did now, but I'll also be reworking some of them into stickers, just creatively, not, I don't sell anything right now. So the first thing that went absolutely fantastic is that I rolled my wheel and it said to be inspired by my YouTube inspo list. Now my YouTube inspo list is a private playlist of shit that I find inspiring or things that I find intriguing or that in any way have really caught my attention and I kind of want to spend more time on it. And I got so excited. I put a little number and I numbered there's only 9 videos in there. I rolled it and it brought me to sticker face. I love sticker face. If sticker face has no fans, I am dead. I love sticker face. I've watched this student short film so many times by Sugar Cube, who I think character design genius, the animation gorgeous. I have rewatched it so many times because it's short, so you can do it over and over and over and over again. And I have done that. I love it. I love everything about it. I have been obsessed and inspired since the first time I saw it. And I was so excited that it was one of them because I was what beautiful shapes to sculpt. There's so many cool designs. There's just the snack designs, the character designs, every character design, the different scenes. It's so short and there's so much to be inspired by and there's so much to be in awe of and to just be impressed by creatively. That I just I was oh my god, I can't see the forest for the trees. I'm so excited to start sculpting this. I also knew it was gonna really push me and really push my sculpts in a way that I haven't been able to quite yet. So I was really excited about that. I knew I wanted to do kind of an ensemble, homage type poster so that I can print it and put it on my wall and then do some, ritualistic worshiping on a regular basis creatively. That was kind of the idea that I had, which is also kind of something you see a little bit in the thumbnail. You saw one of the sculpts next to me and I had such a blast. So I first sketched out a concept as you saw, and then from my sketch of the poster, I went in and hit Nomad and started to sculpt the individual people. I actually ended up making several save files for it because it was just getting kind of a heavy file, so I decided maybe if I kind of broke it up a little bit, decimated some parts, that it would be a little bit better. And I think that it helped. I actually don't know if it made a difference because I'm not as familiar with Nomad's details yet to know if it made a difference, but I think it did. I don't know. I actually loved the sketch of the poster so much, and I felt like it kind of captured the style really well. I don't know. It's hard to say because when you're inspired by another artist, you get nervous that they're gonna see it and I don't know, hate it mindlessly. But I hope not. If you see it, I hope you don't. I hope I have nothing but respect and love for your creation. Which I hope is clear. And then I ended up being and if I were Zach, I really would have wanted my favorite snacks. You're right. So I made a second poster that I'm not gonna lie, because of the transparent tier, it's kind of giving me PSP vibes. I think it's something about the coloring and the resolution of the anime translucent tier on Zach's face. I thought that something about it just felt very dated and almost low poly, and that's kind of what I was going for anyway. And what I've been interested in lately visually. So I was super excited with how that came out, and I ended up making 2 posters for this one. And honestly, I love them. I love how each sculpt came out. I didn't know how to sculpt any of these things when I started. I literally started and was they all they have clothes. They all have clothes. How do you do clothes? And I just kind of played with it, figured it out, and went off the basic understanding of some shapes. And I think it worked. I think it worked well enough. I really proud of it. I liked it a lot. So I loved these, and unfortunately I did this one first, so it kind of set the tone for the next ones and set high expectations. Which leads me to the next sculpt that I drew, which was the next thing that came up was Game Boy games. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went to the wheel for Game Boy games and it gave me FIFA 2004. I'll tell you the exact note that I wrote down in the script for it when I got that inspiration, which was low poly question mark, something about how I don't know anything about it. I'm just Mexican, so I got the game back in 2004 and I chose teams based on how pretty their jerseys are. I don't know. The rumors are true. I remember vividly playing FIFA 2004 obsessively. I played it all the time. I could not possibly tell you how I did that because, very important, I tried to play it again now and I don't know how to play. I literally ran off the field almost. Like, it wouldn't let you go off, but almost. So, I mean, it remains true. I just picked based off of, well, now I'm older, so I have like some more opinions about it. So now I picked based off of who I didn't hate and whose jerseys had the prettiest colors. Although I have to say, I don't know how I used that system back then, the way, like, as adamantly as I did, based off of just colors alone, because all of them are kind of ugly. But here's the thing, is like, I love soccer. I love watching IRL soccer. But I don't like come up with strategies for soccer, and I didn't play soccer growing up. And I certainly don't play it now. You love something, but you don't have to know how everything about it works. And you should, to play FIFA, understand at least kind of how it works. So I tried to play it again thinking that I would get more inspired, and I did not. And I think that this ended up being like something that was really emblematic of like my entire creative process, which is that I often have like first pancake syndrome, and my first pancake is really ugly a lot of the time. I got lucky, I guess, in my creative process that I was just so inspired by Sticker Face that my first pancake was fantastic and my second pancake was fantastic, but a lot of the times my first pancake of a design is not something that I like, and then I end up looking at it, taking a step back, and then being like, I like this element, but I like, externally I like this and that. Let's put those together, let's make it cooler, because it just doesn't feel cool, and then it like turns into something good, which is what happened here. I made that poster design. It was very literal in the referentials, like images to FIFA 2004's like layout. I sculpted the little torso, like the little like floating kit that like you see when you choose a team. And like on the one hand, proud of myself, it bang on, like it looks great, but like it doesn't look cool. And when I think about like designing a poster, I want to design a poster, have a design that I would want to put up. And if it's not cool, then I don't want it. So like in the end, what I ended up with after, by the way, 2 weeks, I know this looks like the simplest sculpt of them, but like 2 weeks of sculpting and working on this and reworking it and reworking it and reworking it and reworking it and like turning it around and like putting the iPad down and like walking away and coming back, walking away, coming back, and trying to figure out why it was ugly. Which is like, I mean, I don't want to like totally put down my own work, because like it was an okay first draft, and it's got a something to it, but it was so literal and it just didn't look cool and it didn't look fun. And I was like, okay, what do I find cool and fun? And what I find cool and fun is tip kicker. And what I find cool and fun is like pastel lilac and highlighter yellow. So I went back to the drawing board, and the drawing board was okay. It doesn't have to be that literal. It just has to be inspired by FIFA 2004. And I was like, what if like I made like a cool, because like I like, there's like posters to like advertise big competitions, like in tennis, for example, there'll be like a cool stylized poster or whatever outside, like stuck up about like Wimbledon coming up, or like some sort of, I don't know, I'm blanking. I just had one and I'm blanking on every name of tournament, like for anything ever. And sometimes for a lot of other sports, they're like very heavily like artistically stylized in a way that like I don't really often see the ones for soccer look, which is too bad, because soccer is the sport that I love to watch the most. Although tennis is closely following that behind. But like, I thought, okay, let's go with something like that. Let's look for something a little bit like more in that aesthetic to give myself like a soccer poster I would put up on my wall. And I came up with this. I know that I have a tendency of getting really literal and then like bogged down by like my first draft sometimes, but I really, really like the process of this because it ended up being the poster of all of them, which I can't say all three because we're already at 3 and we still have a whole other prompt to go. So like actually I ended up making a lot more posters than I was supposed to. But of all of them, this is the poster that I would put up on my wall first, period. I think it looks cool. I think it's funny kind of because like this is a poster for the Game Boy Advance game FIFA 2004 and it looks so, I don't know, it looks so high end. Like it just looks so fun and like so light and so I don't know. I'm lacking the words to describe it. You see the vibe, you see the vision, you literally see the vision. And I ended up loving it the most of all the ones that I've made, although I am super stoked about the ones that I have to show you next because they are from something that I love really, really deeply. So I spun the wheel again and it gave me TV. And immediately I was like, this is gonna bang. This is gonna bang. Why? Because I have excellent taste in TV, as you might be able to glimpse from the wheel. But also because I was like, everything I put on the wheel is something that I'm like still and continue to be like actively very passionate about, or that I'm also like currently watching and therefore like very actively passionate about. And I got Teen Titans and I was so excited because I've actually recently been rewatching Teen Titans and it's been quite the experience for me because this is the first time that I've gotten to like watch the episodes all in one go on a TV because I actually grew up with no access to it. So I had to watch them on YouTube at like 280p season 1, episode 1, part 1 of 15. Part 8 of 15 would be missing. It took an hour to buffer like 10-minute clips, or 3-minute clips. It was hard, but I watched the entire show that way. Now that is dedication. That is dedication, my friends. I love Teen Titans. I've always loved Teen Titans. I initially, you might have seen also, if you're on the Instagram, you might have seen, or if you've been hanging around me a little bit longer, you'll know that I also cosplay. And I actually initially, as a kid, dreamed of cosplaying because I was a huge DC girly. And I wanted to cosplay Starfire, and I wanted to cosplay Blackfire, and I wanted to cosplay Raven, and I wanted to cosplay Robin, and I wanted to cosplay Batman. And I wanted to do all of these characters that I loved. And that was before I'd ever even really heard of anime, right? Which is ironically how I actually ended up getting into cosplay. But I really, really love Teen Titans. They have such a special spot in my heart, and I'm really happy to see that I continue to love the show as much as I loved it then being a lot of years ago. So I decided, iconic for the Titans, let's sculpt Titan Tower. And I did. And honestly, nailed it. I do love the sculpt. I shared it as like a preview, both here on YouTube and my community, but also on Twitter. People get real weird for no reason on Twitter, don't they? I decided that while I could choose one icon of the show, which is Titan's Tower, I could in fact not choose a favorite Titan. I love them all. So I was like, what if I made 5 posters? What if I made 5? What if I brought the grand total of posters from 3 to, I think 8 total posters for one video? What if I did that? And then I did. And I think I started with Raven, I did Robin, Cyborg, Beast Boy, and then Starfire. And I love them. I took a color that was very symbolic for them, that really stands for them. And then I tried to take a catchphrase or quote or something in general that they have said that I really like. For Starfire, I chose a quote that she actually uses just as a one-off. Hers is, by the way, my favorite of all of them. It's a one-off quote, but it meant a lot to me as a kid. It means a lot to me now. I love it a lot now. It made me kick feet grinning at the TV when I heard it again, when she says, "I am sorry to disappoint you, but I am stronger than I look." I was like, that's my girl. I love her. Me 2 minutes ago, I don't have a favorite Titan. 2 minutes right now, I love Starfire so much. Starfire is my baby. She's my favorite. Okay, fine. Starfire is my favorite. Anyway, but I love all of my children equally, so it's fine. So I ended up coming up with this skew of posters. I want all of them on my wall, but I will settle for just printing the Starfire one and putting up on my wall. I just want to have a wall full of my art and my cool designs and be happy and proud of them, because I am super proud of all of this that I created for this video. Look at this. It's like a feast. That's kind of just being an artist, I think, in general, is that like you have like ideas beyond like your skill level, and you are so excited about all these things there's to like to be inspired by, and you're like, oh my god, I have so much amazing stuff before me. And then you're in it and you're like, wow, the wonders of creation. Wow, somebody sedate me before I start dreaming about sculpting like my food in 3D, you know, just to like get my brain out of it. And I'm like, it's fighting me, and I'm tired, and my head hurts, and my hand hurts, and my wrist hurts. And then afterwards you're like, wow, I'm God. Incredible. And then like you go through the cycle over and over and over again, forever. Thank God. So thank you so much for watching, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I have a lot of stuff coming on the Ko-fi, on Instagram. All the posters will be up there as well on both of those platforms. I'm very, very excited to continue to sculpt, and I feel like I get faster and like I learn more like every single time. It's almost like you practice and you learn, and you practice and you learn, and you get better, but what do I know? So I'm really, really excited about the future videos that are coming up, and make sure that you keep an eye out also for my new game that's out, Low Magic Weekend. It is a self-care magic TTRPG for you and your friends to play in person or remotely, and I'm really, really excited about its like pretty game book release that just came out. It's for free or pay what you can on my Ko-fi or on itch.io. So make sure you go check that out. If you want to see how it got made, check out the video, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay? Bye!